Hey guys, it's Tara Delaney here and welcome. So a lot of friends of mine have been asking me about this, so I figured people might be interested and why not make a video on it. So today I'm going to be talking about the finishes that we chose for our house. So to give you a little bit of background information, my boyfriend and I are building a house. Yes, it is still being built even though we're amongst this crazy time. House builders are considered an essential service. Some of you may have seen some of our choices on Instagram already, or I may have told you about them in person, but this is gonna include all those extra little details that I probably didn't talk about. So if you're interested, stick around, and maybe you didn't get to see what they would look like in a picture or all together, so that's what I'm here to talk about today. Speaking of seeing all the finishes put together, I do have a virtual house tour video coming out soon, so that's gonna be very, very exciting. So make sure you hit the subscribe button and the notification bell so you can see when that's posted. So if you don't know me, I am an interior design student from Alberta, Canada, and I'm almost done my schooling. So this was very exciting for me to get to help pick the finishes on not just anyone's house, but a house that I'm gonna be living in. So how it works when you are choosing the finishes for a house that's being built is that you will get to choose from any number of standard options. And this is just the experience, keep in mind, that we had with one builder, so it could vary, but it's probably at least pretty close to this process. So you can choose from any of those standard finishes, but you do have the option to make upgrades on literally every single thing that you could possibly think of. We did not upgrade everything. It's actually much more expensive than you think it's gonna be, and it adds up so fast. So we did do a couple of upgrades, but we really tried to keep it on the low side so that we could save some money, because it is very expensive to buy a house, obviously. In some of the images that you're gonna see, you'll probably see some little yellow, green, or blue dots on the samples. There's a bug. And those are just indicating the level of upgrade that they are. So you can go from standard to a level 1 upgrade all the way up to, like, I think level 8. So there's a huge variety, especially considering your budget. So starting with the exterior, we did not do any upgrades here because it was a huge price difference, and really the only difference would have been a slightly nicer color. It's just not worth $7,000 plus to have a different color outside of your house. For us, we chose a beautiful light gray for the majority of the house siding, and then we were also allowed to choose a secondary siding color that's going to be used on a small portion of the upstairs floor on the front side. So you'll see that when you come up, and it's just a slightly darker gray color for some contrast. We also chose our trim color, which will be black, and that includes all the trim going around the house and the garage, as well as the column in front of the front door. Hopefully I'm gonna actually put an image over here, or else I'm just gesturing for no reason and it's gonna make no sense. We got to choose pretty much any color that we wanted for the front door. So we both knew that we wanted a colorful, bright, happy door. I said that my favorite colors for a door, although I'm pretty much fine with anything, are blue, green, and yellow. And my boyfriend said that he really liked blue, so we decided to go with this really, really pretty blue color. It's called Ocean Spray, and I just think it's absolutely gorgeous. Other things with regards to the exterior of the house, we will have to finish the backyard landscaping and fencing ourselves, as well as put in our own deck. They can do it for you, but we just decided to do it ourselves because we thought we could do it in a more cost-effective way and also make it the size and everything that we wanted instead of picking from their options. They do the landscaping. They do the landscaping in the front yard, but so moving on to the interior, my favorite part and probably the part that you were most interested in. So starting with some of the more overall choices, we had to pick one paint color that they would paint the entire house, and then if we want to in the future, then we can paint the different rooms different colors ourselves. This is the color we chose. It's a very nice light gray color, and then with the white trim color that we picked, it's just really gonna pop. We got to choose from a huge number of beautiful wood appearing laminate floors for the main floor. We chose this really pretty light brown color, and I think that's going to be absolutely beautiful. A tip when you're picking floors: if you are working with a space that gets a lot of sun, you might want to consider a light colored floor instead of a dark one. I know a dark floor can be absolutely stunning, and it really is when it's clean, but when the sun shines in through the window, you're gonna see a ton of dust and hair. Goodness knows I'm shedding all the time everywhere. If you have any pets, then you're gonna see all that stuff way more easily on a dark floor, especially with the sun coming in. Then a light floor, it just hides these things a little bit better. So we chose that. We wanted to minimize our cleaning as much as possible. We both like a really clean house, but we don't want to be doing chores all day and washing our floors all the time. So that's why we went with this light floor. Also because it's gonna go really well with our other choices. So on our second floor, we went with this beautiful multi-toned gray carpet. It's a medium pile, and that is gonna be all over the upstairs except for the bathrooms and the laundry room, and then on the stairs that lead up to the second floor. Tips for when picking a carpet: the reason that we went with this one that's multi-toned instead of a solid color carpet is because it hides stains and marks so much easier. Now, we're not planning on staining our carpet, but we want it to look beautiful for as long as possible. So that's why we chose this one. A solid color looks great, but if you get anything on the carpet, it's gonna stick out like a sore thumb. So this is the way we went with that. A lot of people are also moving away from using carpet because it does harbor allergens and dust, and if you have problems with allergies, you might notice a huge difference if you switch to something like hardwood or engineered hardwood or laminate in your upstairs floors. I know carpets are super cozy and they're really appealing for a bedroom area, but consider a harder floor and then maybe a rug that you can clean way easier or replace if it gets too dirty. We still went with the carpets because any other type of floor was obviously an upgrade, and we are on a budget. So moving on to the more detailed finishes. Upstairs, there's going to be 2 bathrooms, the main bath and then the master ensuite. In both bathrooms, we're going to have a black laminate countertop, which for me is a lot. I usually tend to stay away from black in terms of design. It's just my personal preference. If somebody really likes black, then I'm gonna give them black. But for me, I don't typically use it a lot, but my boyfriend loves black. So we made some compromises here and there, and I think we came up with a design that we're both really gonna love. And when you're buying a house with someone, you have to understand that you're probably both gonna have different tastes. The chance of you liking the exact same things all the time is very small. So you have to learn to work with each other's styles and come up with a design that makes you both happy, that incorporates both of you so that you can both feel like you're at home. So I think these black countertops are gonna look absolutely beautiful against our first upgrade, our tile white marble floors with gray veining in them. That's going to be in the master ensuite, and then we have a different floor chosen for our main bath and laundry room. We have upstairs laundry. I'm so excited. If you're buying a house and you have this option, do yourself a favor and get your laundry on the upstairs floor. It's gonna save you so much hassle, and you're not gonna have to be walking all of those clothes up and down the stairs every time you wanna wash them. So paired with those white marble floors, we have a very light gray grout to match the veining. And then in the shower, we chose a light gray vertical stacked subway tile. I think it's gonna look super cool. And that is the same tile that we're using in both the master ensuite and the main bath. For the floor in the main bath and the laundry room, we chose a dark gray square tile with a matching grip. So I know I haven't talked about the cabinets in the bathrooms, but they are the same as the ones in the kitchen, so I'm gonna save that for for when I tell you about the kitchen, because I think in terms of finishes, that is the most exciting part of the house, so I'm gonna save that for the end. Some of the things we got to choose were probably a little bit boring for you. I'm just gonna breeze through them really quick. We got to choose our style of baseboard between a more traditional look and a more modern contemporary look. We got to choose our doors. I'm gonna throw up a picture here of the door that we chose. We got to choose from so many. I did not expect that, so that was pretty cool. And we did choose not to upgrade our lighting package because this is something that you can easily replace yourself in the future, and try and find a better deal and something that's really gonna suit your style. So we just went with the standard lighting package as well as the standard plumbing fixtures, although we did upgrade our kitchen faucet to a beautiful black gooseneck. So of course, as I mentioned earlier, the floors in the kitchen are gonna be that lovely light colored laminate. And so for the cabinets, I have always really wanted a white kitchen. I just think that they're super timeless, easy to clean, and light and bright and beautiful. My boyfriend wanted a black kitchen, so the complete opposite. But after some talking about it, we both discovered that we both really also like the design of a wood grain texture. So we ended up going with this warm medium tone wood grain melamine cabinet. It's a little bit darker than the floor, so there's some contrast there, and it's called Après Ski is the name of the color, and that's just perfect for us because we love snowboarding and being on the mountains, so we took it as a sign. On the cabinets, we chose a really sleek, contemporary looking black handle for some nice contrast. And then for our countertops, another upgrade here, we chose a white quartz countertop that has some gray and black flecks in it for a little bit of texture. I love quartz countertops. This was something that both of us really wanted. It was very important to us because when you have an engineered stone countertop, which quartz is, then you can have an undermount sink, and that just makes cleaning, again a theme here, cleaning is so much easier because you can just wipe things into the sink instead of having to clean around that rim. And quartz is a really low maintenance countertop. You don't need to seal it, it doesn't stain easily, and it's super durable. So that is a really good investment if you can afford it. And then our last kitchen finish is the backsplash. For this, we chose a white hexagon pattern with little black diamond-shaped tiles interspersed throughout. I love this look. I think it's absolutely timeless. It's super versatile and it looks great. And for this, we chose a light-colored grout so that it wouldn't get too busy looking. That's actually all of the finishes in our house that we chose. There is going to be a basement, but it's not going to be finished when we moved in. We're going to have to finish it ourselves, so I left it out of this for now because we're not planning on finishing it for quite a while. If and when we do ever get around to that, I'm definitely gonna make a video so that you can see that whole design process take place from start to finish. I'm going to be doing a virtual 3D house tour coming up on a interior program that I use, so be sure to hit subscribe so you know when that's gonna come out. It's gonna be super exciting and you'll get to see all these finishes in a realistic setting, which is fun because the house isn't actually gonna be built yet for another several months. So don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any updates, and you can also follow me on my personal Instagram as well as on my interior design page so you don't miss anything. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!